It's on! Hey everybody, welcome to the August 30th edition of Disney Park Talk Live, bringing you the 2 weeks in Disney Park news since we didn't do one of these last week, but we're really going to focus on this past week, but we're still calling it a 2-week wrap-up. My name is Doobie Mosley, co-founder of Laughing Place. To my right is no one, but over there is Rebecca Mosley. How you doing, Rebecca?
Hey, I'm doing okay.
And down below us, the vice president of filling in for both coasts would be Jeremiah Good.
Hey, everybody. How we doing?
Not joining us today is Mike Celestino, who is on assignment. What assignment? I have no idea, but he's not here. So we are here to talk about the week in Disney news. As always, we're live, Live. So if you have any questions, any comments, anything you'd like us to discuss, please put it there in the comments. We will do our best to accommodate you. Let's smile for Mr. Window to the Magic. All right. I believe our top story today is
Frozo?
Lottie's 10th anniversary yesterday. So, Jeremiah, as the only member of our team that's been to Aulani, can you tell us how amazing it is, and B, can you believe it's been 10 years?
A, very, and B, no. I had the chance to go to Lottie long before my days with Laughing Place when I was so much younger. It is beautiful. I know that you love Castaway Key and sitting on Deck 4 on the cruise.
Yes, I love Deck 4.
But Aulani is just heavenly. I
Doobie threw me a curve, man.
I posted a bunch of pictures on my Facebook from when I visited. I visited the first year in December when it was still when they were still trying to figure out what Aulani was. And yes, I had friends that did their honeymoon there earlier this year. I know friends that went there for their wedding vow renewal a couple of weeks ago, and every time they post a picture, I can just picture sitting on the beach or snorkeling or running around looking for the Minahuni, which is probably one of the most fun things you could possibly do.
Are they Midship Detective Agency?
They actually do. They have at that time it was a smaller iPhone, and Auntie.
I'm so confused here. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You can keep going. I shouldn't have stopped you, but.
And Auntie tells you the story of Aulani, and you go around and you look for things, and when you find them, it activates, like a mini volcano. There's one that's in the water feature behind the main house that you activate it, and it rises. It lifts out of the water, and it forms the Hawaiian Islands.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
My question was, I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
Who is this that went with you? Who went with you to Aulani?
And then, as part of the 10th anniversary announcement, we got to see the new gear. These are one-of-a-kind shirts that were made for Mickey and Minnie. It's part of what they'll be wearing right now if you see them at Aulani. Really cute. The designer of this apparel was also featured in the stream.
You skipped the Duffy picture. How dare you skip Duffy?
I'm sorry. I'll go back. Everybody behind the scenes. So there you go. There's Duffy in a purple, so beautiful cute. Purple. Yes, totally adorable. Here we go. And then they had a special song that was sung celebrating Olani. This was at the finale part, and they sang the Aloha Como Mai. Very nice, singing about family. It was a beautiful thing. But as part of the 10th anniversary celebration, they also announced a video series is going to be coming to Disney Parks blog and their YouTube channel, and that's these short stories with Auntie and Uncle, and it's going to feature various folk tales, it seems like, from Hawaii, and some of them are going to be done in this beautiful style where it's sand.
Shadow puppets?
No, it's sand, and then what you can shape it, and basically with the sand it creates various shadows, and so they'll be using some of that. It also seemed like they might be using just musical numbers as well, just different ways to showcase the culture of the islands, and those will also be there.
And my wife has told me that for her 40th birthday next year, we will be going to Aulani, so I'm looking forward to this next year.
One of my favorite things was the uncle storytelling, and the uncle that was in that photo has been there since opening day. And you'll sit out by the fire pit, and he'll sing songs and tell folk stories of the Hawaiian Islands, and it's just so. I want to go back. I will go back for your 40th also, Rebecca.
Just not while we are there, please. So, cool. Well, happy anniversary, Aulani. I can't believe it's 10 years. Time flies so fast when you get old.
I know. Didn't you guys cover that? No.
No, we did.
No, we did.
Laughing Place did, but not the Mosleys.
Not the Mosleys, yes. We gave that one to someone else. Maybe the biggest regret. No, just kidding. In other news in the world of parks and resorts, this morning, Walt Disney World finally announced, they said they would do it in August. They decided to wait till the end of August, but they finally announced that annual passes are coming back. Don't be confused. These are not magic keys. They are indistinguishable, but they are not magic keys either.
Also, why are the names different? Why can't they just? I mean, they cut it down. Like the magic key, fine, but having Pixie, and then having Imagine, and then having Pirate. Also, why is it Pixie, Pirate, Sorcerer, Increda?
Slow down.
Sorry.
Slow down. Walt Disney World has announced annual passports are coming back. There are 4 levels of them. Just behind that article, you can just go. You know what you're doing. There are 4 levels of them. They are called the Pixie Dust Pass, the Pirate Pass, the Sorcerer Pass, and the Increda Pass at increasing prices. The lower 3 levels are only available for Florida residents. The highest level pass, the Increda Pass, is available for everyone. In all cases, Florida residents can make monthly payments with the down payment. But if you're out of town, you want the Increda Pass, you have to pay the full price. That price is $1,299. The good news, no blackout days for the highest level of the Increda Pass. And in an increase from what annual pass holders currently get, you can now have up to 5 reservations at the same time. Right now, you're at 2, Jeremiah?
3.
3. Okay. That's moving up to 5. And by the way, starting September 8th, when these go on sale, existing pass holders jump up to 5 as well, right?
Yes.
Yes. So they're not making you wait. That would be mean.
No.
Go on, Rebecca.
No, my first question regarding all these annual pass levels for Walt Disney World, do they all include parking?
Yes.
Okay, so they all include parking. And that's
better than Florida. Everybody in our comment section are better than California
between the two. And then the other thing that to me is a major difference as far as years gone by is that none of these levels include water parks or photo pass on their face. Those are elements that you can add on as an additional cost for the length of your annual pass, but that isn't something that's included, which it has previously been kind of an element of the top tier annual pass purchase and whatnot. Right. So just to kind of set that out there.
And I feel like we're shortchanging. Not only does it include water parks, it also includes the foot golf at Disney's Oak Trail, and more importantly, mini golf. One round of mini golf.
One round of mini golf a day.
For $99, 1 round of Fantasia mini golf a day. That.
Yeah. And I mean, and Winter Summerland, I presume you can do 1 of each. I don't know if they limit you to 1 per day or 1 of each.
I think it just says 1. Okay. So yeah, I mean, that could be something. I mean, I I woke up and just started soaking in all of this information. The passes, a lot of people are up in arms about the pass prices, which there really isn't a massive difference for the entries into the park. The lack of photo pass, I think, is the biggest thing that a lot of people are seeing. Well, I don't think a lot of people care about the photo pass that I've seen online. It's us who care about the memories, the photo pass. Like that for me was the biggest takeaway.
Yeah.
The price difference for the upper tier for non-Florida residents, it's $5 more. The platinum pass,
it's $100 more.
Is it?
The one area that I
think
yes,
the platinum and the platinum plus. That's right. Sorry.
The one area I think that people are noticing the biggest difference are individuals like David Raguso, and I'm sorry if I say your name incorrectly. The DVC Gold DVC pricing seems to be kind of where we're seeing a lot of that difference right now. But I haven't looked, very, very deeply into it. I wasn't a DVC holder, so I can't speak to that for sure. But it will. I feel like this is in some ways to me like Magic Key in that it'll be kind of this new reality of the park pass reservation. Right. Annual pass holders in Florida have been under this pass reservation system, but it's been so narrow. I think you could only have 3, right?
Yeah, and that even then, we've been seeing the biggest difference in the past few weeks. Now that I think the numbers of guests coming to Florida because of the off season and everything has dropped, but we've opened up, and that's one of the things that made me laugh so much was the bonus reservations that Disney World is going to surprise us. And to me, that's much like a surprise fast pass used to be. It's, hey, this attraction has nobody on it. Please go ride this. Here's something cool. And we'll see, a random Wednesday in February where everybody can add an extra day. And I think that Disneyland may at some point adopt the same type of thing. Disneyland is in its first few weeks of annual passes, where Disney World, we've been running on the annual pass for over a year and a half, so they've gotten a good idea out here what to look at. So I think this is the base, and then we will see the additions. I don't think we're going to see any we're going to completely change it, but Photo Pass wasn't originally part of the annual passes. Walt Water Parks wasn't part of the original passes. Right. They were add-ons. Right. So what we see happen in the next few months could change everything. Again, knee-jerk reaction, and that was me this morning where I jumped up, like, how dare they do that? And then I was like, wait, the numbers are a little bit different.
Speaking of knee-jerk, I'm sorry, go ahead, Rebecca.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to, speaking of knee-jerk reaction, I would just love your knee-jerk reaction to these pass names. Pixie Dust, Pirate, Sorcerer, and Incredipath. I personally love the names, especially Incredipath. Am I the only person in the world?
Yes. No, and, all 3 of us went through the old days of Disneyland where the passes were very basic. And then they started going gold, silver, platinum, this, that, and it's just, how about we just go, here's your A pass, here's your B pass, here's your C pass, here's your D pass, here's your E pass.
Do you mean I keep oh, sorry, wait, wrong way. I kept hitting it so the message would pop up. But apparently Mike is Team Doobie.
Team
but
Doobie.
I'm not, okay. I'm disappointed. And here's where my disappointment comes in. I, as a Disney fan, I don't know, I kind of expect a little bit more from the company at times. And this is one of those times where I expected a little something more. And that is, I expected there to be something a bit more generous to those who were renewing their annual passes. I didn't, and I thought maybe that photo pass thing, let them grandfather that in for a year. as a thank you for holding on to your annual pass during this difficult year. Just I expected to see something that was much more of a tangible overture for the brand commitment. I don't know what the word is, for the loyalty that they had shown over the past year. So kind of just having that similar renewal discount that you typically get, I think kind of disappointed me when I heard about that. I'm not renewing one, so it doesn't impact me personally.
Right.
But yeah.
But at least they get a renewal discount, right?
Yeah, the discounts are nice.
I know.
The premium the legacy pass holders in California didn't get that.
Well, they didn't have
it. I understand, but
Rebecca, I completely understand, and I know that feeling very well. But I think one of the biggest problems we've had with the grandfathering is, where does it stop?
Right.
And this is,
Disney World. 3 years. I get my
Disney World didn't have a fresh start with their pass program, thankfully, because that way I could go to the park still. But the start of, when you start the new one, there you go, very basic.
So Edith, that's a great question. They did not say anything regarding Genie Plus perks in regards to the AP. So as Mike points out later, Genie Plus is a planning tool. That's almost right. Genie is a planning tool. Genie Plus is what allows you to pay to get front of the line access. They have a similar name and very little in common, in my humble opinion. So a lot of people are wondering, when annual passes, would you be able to get a certain number of Genie Plus uses out of it or something? And they announced nothing regarding that.
No, and I think that just like when Max Pass, and we keep referring to Max Pass, and I wish that more people had understood that Max Pass was a pay for the advantage program, not a lot of people in Florida are very much like, how dare they? But that's a whole other topic.
Yes.
They added Max Pass to the passes as an add-on later. So, again, could we see Max Pass added in a year, in 6 months? However, hopefully.
One other thing they said, and this, I'm hoping this is purely disclaimer, but they did say that sales of these annual passes, can be suspended at any time, depending on, if there's too much demand. So,
well, I didn't read the fine print, but I heard that was also used for the Disneyland Magic Key. So
sure, I can't imagine anything doesn't have that disclaimer, but that is one way to be sure people will be in line on September 8th, in line online on September 8th, even though you could go to Magic Key right now, no problem, no wait. But whatever you put that in there.
I like how Brian thinks that we don't already have Universal or SeaWorld annual passes.
So that's a whole other topic. I was in a conversation with a friend
addicts with their APs.
Yeah, about I may give up my Disney pass to get a Universal pass out here. And I was like,
already got one.
Yeah, but there's also Universal versus Disney is a vast difference.
Yeah.
Universal has better parks, is what you're saying.
Universal has better coasters than some of Disney's coasters.
We're not going to have time today, but mark this down for the future, ranking the 6 Central Florida theme parks.
Oh, that would be fun. Mike, I would have to say that my thought is more of a Disneyland guest and a Walt Disney World guest are a very different animal oftentimes. A Disneyland guest tends to be more regionally located. A Walt Disney World guest, not so much. Just in part because if you think about the realities of the Anaheim area, you've got so many more people just right there within a day or two drive of Disneyland. You don't have quite that same density of population in Central Florida. So it'll be interesting to see how these past programs. I
was at SeaWorld just the other day, Gideon.
I said 6.
So I guess right now what annual pass holders are waiting to find out more is waiting to find out how Genie Plus is going to play into our trip budgets.
And the pay-as-you-go fast lane.
Yes.
No.
Lightning lane.
It's Lightning Lane selections. Here's how Genie Plus is going to play into my day. I could either buy a crepe at the new creperie in France, or I could buy Genie Plus for the day.
Oh, we're not playing that game.
Oh, wait. What was it you gave me a choice of between Genie Pass for the day?
A crepe at Le Crapon.
Oh, but the other day it was wasn't it the orange blossom margarita the other day? Weren't we looking when we were at Riva Bar Riva?
I can go to medieval times or get 3 Genie Plus.
Yeah,
Edith,
All right.
as somebody who just was at medieval times,
don't do it.
Genie Plus.
Edith, I believe Edith is a big fan of medieval times. Edith is here today. I feel that gives us an obligation to go way down under and check out what's going on at Disneyland Paris Resort. So this article was written by, look at that at the top. This was written by Edith. And apparently there's some changes happening at Disneyland Studios Park Paris. They're renaming and repositioning the worlds of Pixar, because Pixar Pier wasn't enough. They have now added the worlds of Pixar Disney Park Studios Paris. Edith's connection is dropping at the time, unfortunately.
So the nice thing about this new area is it's going to have these Instagrammable backdrops, right? So you can go to infinity and beyond.
But you have to pay $15 a photo for that.
Okay, I'm sorry, but my favorite tweet in the midst of all this, and I am so sorry that I don't have it to give them credit, and I'm gonna have to find it. But it was the one where somebody made it look like it was a PhotoPass picture, and people were blurred out, and you had to pay to unblur each. It was a very, very clever tweet. It was really clever. It made me giggle.
I've never been to the Studios Park Paris, but when I see announcements like this, this thing has earned its reputation so much as at the bottom of the Disney theme park barrel.
It's getting much better, but yes, that photo right there is the prettiest part of the entire park. When Marvel gets completed and then the lake and everything expands, it'll be a much better park. But I'm sure Edith will agree that you could spend about 3 hours in the park and then you're like, I don't ever want to go back to this park again.
So coming back over now.
I'm sorry. So what they've done is they've renamed that section with Cars and Remy and Crush Coaster and Toy Story Playland. It's been given the broad name of Worlds of Pixar. I know.
But then there's the Lens Magic Carpet Ride that's right across the walkway.
Yeah, that's just gonna stay under the Toon Studio name for now. So it's a fascinating time.
It's the funniest part of this to me. I actually really like when these places do Instagram walls, but they actually put it in the release, and we've got Grandma.
It really is the highlight of
Not an attraction. Not an attraction.
Okay, wait. Can we? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yes. Hey. I was lucky enough to go to Walt Disney Studios Park when they still had the Rock and Roller Coaster and some of that area, and then the next time I went, they just had walls up everywhere. And think of DCA during the construction of 2.0, at least there, the walls and everything was pretty. Studios Park was just, you'd walk down a hall of walls and then run into a wall. There was no throughway, there was nothing. It's like, oh look, I'm at a dead end.
Okay, can I bring up another thing that's was oddly named and discussed recently? Yeah. Okay, so I'm very, very excited about this new Kite Tales experience. It's coming to Animal Kingdom October 1st, 2021, and they released a video footage of it on the Disney Parks blog. Looks really pretty, right? You've got these enormous
it's better in the video.
The video is going to be gorgeous. My stills from the video, not so much. But one of the things that struck me as really fascinating in it, and I mentioned this to the LP team too, was they called it a park activation. And what
does that mean?
So activations in the old days, yes, right? In the old days of Comic-Cons, where they would have different events going on, like you would walk out, and you would run into something fun. For some reason, they started calling them activations, which is you would walk out, you'd wait 3 hours to get some weird thing, mostly to walk through a display of a movie, and then you get something at the end. Why they're calling this an activation, I have no
Daytime
concept.
activation. And my thought was that it's much more of something where Wonder Twin Power activate, form of a rock. And then
No,
the other
you
one has
couldn't
to
do
be
a rock. It
Joe
was,
Rody.
it was an animal and a water.
always.
Yes.
Always.
Joe Rody and something watery.
Okay. But no, the reason why I was thinking that they were going with the term daytime activation in this video is I'm envisioning it being more like something that they hope you stumble on, maybe,
Yeah.
rather than kind of, oh, I must go and save my spot and sit here.
Which is what
much more of the cavalcade as opposed to the parade. Much more, that kind of
I feel like
expectation.
an activation is like an attraction flash mob. Like you're just sitting there and all of a sudden everything comes alive and it's like a flash attraction.
Like that Frontierland hoop-de-doo thing that used to happen. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was their biggest problem with Rivers of Light. Like people would wait 5 hours for Rivers of Light and they'd be like, that shouldn't have been a show. It should have just been
an activation.
Nighttime
if I had a dime,
do you have to start
time
writing activation in tweets? I just stumbled upon this activation.
At least that does lower expectations, though, which is fine. I mean, if that's the level it is, attraction is too broad a term. We need wall activation.
Instagram, yeah, okay. So once again, that's coming to Disney's Animal Kingdom on the birthday of the Magic Kingdom.
I loved that cartoon when I was a kid with little animals that would have things right on their shirts. Now they just write on the kites.
the
Kite tails.
Thank you.
All
right.
So cute.
I still somewhere have a plush from Pizza Hut when I got a shirt tails.
Seriously? Aww.
I don't have it still. Sadly, it's long gone. But
no, that's not sadly. That's the sign of a healthy individual. You've moved on.
Maybe that kid who went to Alani with you has it. All right. So we haven't covered the Disneyland Resort yet. Mike's not here, but we should briefly mention that Mike Celestino is now a Magic Key holder. He could not be happier. He went through the process on opening day. He did it wisely. He bought a one-day ticket, went in the park, and then upgraded later. Very smart way to do it.
As opposed to 8 hours online for no reason.
A lot of people had to wait a long time, but ultimately everyone got it. It seems to be working more or less smoothly. I've seen some reports of some app issues, but everything,
it did sell out that first day. I mean,
the one piece of advice that I will share based upon just a couple of stories I've heard here and there, screen grab. When you're dealing with the Disney app at any time, if there's a ticket, do a screen grab. So that way, if something happens with your app, you'll have like a picture you can show them with the information. It might save you a few steps as far as whatever you're dealing with, whether it's like a reservation confirmation or that kind of thing. Obviously, if you get an email immediately with that same number on it, not so challenging. But like as an example with the Magic Key, the barcode or number that was associated with it, I guess it didn't arrive in any other format. It was simply there within the app, and some people had it disappear. And they had to kind of go through a few steps, a little bit of complications in order to kind of get their Magic Key Pass reactivated and attached within the app. So, just something that I have found, did the same thing on our Disney cruise recently. Things would disappear and then reappear. No, he's right. Waiting in line for Star Wars opening day is fun. I agree.
But waiting online for 8 hours to purchase something that you could purchase,
not fun.
Let's see. I think it was 6 hours for me when I clicked until it told me I could purchase. I think it was 6 hours.
So, but clearly they sold thousands and thousands of these things. So it was very interesting on Friday to check the calendar to see were the weekends full, because you have to make your park reservation. Annual pass holders have a separate pool from everybody else. And they weren't. I mean, we were looking Friday late morning, early afternoon, and you could still book for a while. You could still book both parks, and then you could still book California Adventure, which then would allow you to park hop in the afternoon. So I think I did hear they did eventually reserve up, but
Saturday was full. Sunday, I don't know if it ever got full for DCA, but Saturday
that's
was.
not bad. I mean, obviously they'll sell more, but that's encouraging. I will say that's encouraging for those of us that like to spontaneously go to the parks.
Well, Walt Disney World, the October 1st is showing us full for without reservations available for annual passes. However, one-day ticket are still able to buy in.
One-day ticket was full earlier.
I was just there this morning, and I could buy a one-day ticket to Animal Kingdom or to.
Oh yes,
Studios.
but not to Epcot or not to Magic Kingdom.
But you can buy a hopper
or Epcot.
But
I do not know if it was.
Okay.
I did not click it to find out if it was hopper, but I knew that a one-day ticket was at least available. I don't know. I didn't know about whether or not the hopping part was available. However, like I say, all 4 parks are not available on October 1st in Florida for annual pass holders, and only some parks were available when I was looking this morning for the next day. Right? Exactly. You need to plan your spontaneity a little further ahead, Dewey.
I don't know how they do these reservations, like if they release more later, or
I
know they still ramp on. I wonder if come annual passes being generally available again, we'll see some new availability for a while.
That's what I wonder too. So I'm not going to just bank on, oh well, I'm out of luck. I'm going to keep checking. I do that with Fast Pass too.
Of course.
When I make my trip back in the day, it would say Fast Pass was full, but I'd keep refreshing periodically, and I often would end up getting the Fast Passes that I wanted. So I'm going to find myself doing the same thing with these, and I'm going to be interested come a full year how people have done regarding those people who want to have a more spontaneous trip to Disneyland on their Magic Key or to Walt Disney World with their annual pass, how that's going to go. The other thing that I wanted to mention with the annual passes in Florida that I totally forgot, that's a big difference between annual passes and Magic Key, is that in Florida, your hotel stay park reservations do not count against
which is great.
The amount of reservations you're permitted under that pass. So with a Magic Key or in Disneyland, they aren't extending you additional days simply because you're booking it as part of your Disneyland trip with a hotel reservation and whatnot at this time.
Yeah.
So October 1st is not available for anybody for Magic Kingdom.
Right.
October 2nd for theme park tickets, Epcot's not available for anyone.
That's my figure.
Same with the resort hotels and, of course, annual passes. You can still do studios and Animal Kingdom. But this is I want to say they've released 3 times now availability for the first. So it's definitely, as it's gone on, they've opened up some more.
Mike, actually, kind of. In that you have to have a park pass reservation, but you can make that on site in front of the place if they've got them open. But it's just a matter of you're going to be getting, if you're buying a ticket, you are often buying the ticket with a park pass attached, and so you're going in. But if you're an annual pass holder, you're going to have to make sure that you have that park pass reservation, but they often have been available day of. I've seen them available day of.
Especially in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things that we've been judging an awful lot out here is the cast member availability, where for most of the year, cast members haven't been able to get into the parks at all. Now, almost every day, about 2 o'clock, a cast member could even go into Disney's Hollywood Studios. So it's
and Rise the way that's been going.
Yeah. No, you can't book first thing in the morning for some of those, but as an annual pass holder, if I wanted to go later in the day, it does open up. So
yeah. And Rise, the second Rise, fast pass or virtual queue has not been selling out nearly as quickly. You've been able to get it hours later sometimes. So
I went in. This was one of the stories that I would have told last week. I was there on a Sunday, went in at 3:45, booked my Rise pass, which we thought was unheard of. Then we started hearing other stories. Did Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, Star Tours, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and Rise of the Resistance within 3 hours. That was also the day that at 8:30 at night, they were letting guests walk into Rise without having to book a boarding pass or anything.
Are you ready for my bold, completely speculative prediction?
Go ahead, Tony. Oh,
Park reservations, at least for Disney World, but probably both, by the end of 2022, thing of the past. Long gone. Just show up and go like any normal park.
I think we'll see it become more of a seasonal thing. I don't think it'll totally go away. I think we'll see it be more of a seasonal thing. But Heather's experience was different than mine. When I went to look for a ticket this morning, I did not see park passes available for Magic Kingdom. So, but just want to let you know that that Heather says it was available for everyone except AP's this morning. But
my statement was I literally had just brought up the page and looked at everything.
And what did you see available at this moment, Jeremiah? If you're
nothing for Magic Kingdom on the first, any levels.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. I mean, unless you're really checking constantly, how often it's like when we were checking on Friday to see what the weekend was like for annual pass holders, and it would fluctuate consistently. And I don't know if there's some fudge factor in there, because there are legit reasons for that, or if people just constantly cancel a lot, or I don't know the reason, but you could get nothing, oh, available, and then back to nothing pretty regularly. So it's an interesting. Someday I will get a job at Disney, and I will give you guys all the deets on how it works behind the scenes.
And then he'll lose his job.
And I will lose my job at Disney.
This is no longer, my understanding is this is no longer the way that employees are allowed to enter the park.
You get fired for that.
You just can't walk in through backstage, nor can you just end your shift, go backstage, throw off your shirt, go back out on stage and be a guest.
Used to see that all the time.
Yeah, that's not the way things are happening anymore. You enter the gate like all other guests once you're off the clock.
Well, to one last thing, to jump on you guys with the park pass reservation,
keep focused.
What am I, a vampire?
Stay focused.
I think, like Windows the Magic points out, that will the reservation benefit Disney enough? We were seeing this with the tickets before, where it was the pricing so they could, encourage certain days. This is not just a benefit for annual pass holders. It's a way for the park to go, okay, we need to schedule X, Y, and Z for staffing. And again, I think that on the flip side, with the bonus reservations, we'll see a lot more of those. And I think Disneyland will maybe adopt that at some point as a term that they use.
I know in talking with some cast member friends of mine that it's been really helpful as far as resource allocation to have a better sense of kind of, just beyond the speculation of hotel reservations. So Heather's bringing in some interesting points here that DVC and packages have 30 days to cancel. So you're going to start seeing people who were planning to come for the birthday events who maybe now can't or have changed their mind. You might see some of those. For example, Canadians who maybe were hopeful of changes regarding travel restrictions and that type of scenario. Right. They're going to be at a point now where it's, they're going to have to be making that decision. So
that is a great point. So we should be keeping an eye on that over the next 2 or 3, 4 days, especially, and see if things start to open up a little bit. Cool. Let's stay on the East Coast, where Jeremiah's had the chance to experience 2 incredible new things. One, the Jungle Cruise is finally done.
Yes, it is finally done. So I haven't watched any of Mike's videos from California, so I don't know what the transition from when they were almost done to finally done was. But out here, it's just like the Jungle Cruise with different jokes. They went through and cleaned up the queue. This area used to just have random storage, kind of a lost and found, turned into the cafeteria area for the food. They have Coke products. This is behind the old Fast Pass system, where now they have different pictures making jokes, like the right second row up. That one is Skipper Jen, clown of the day, or clown.
Oh,
a clown as a skipper.
We have a friend in California who was a former skipper, and well, I feel like that's one of those things like the Marines where they're never former skippers. But,
as it says in the queue, once a skip, always a skip.
I feel like it's the same thing. But and she apparently has a homage now in the Disneyland queue that I'm gonna have to go find. So it's very cool that they've incorporated this kind of legacy of Jungle Cruise skippers into the queue.
And one of the nice things, and in California, they did this at Trader Sam's. I don't know if they still do, where they put the Skipper of the Year photo in Sam's somewhere. Here they have, here they have the Rookie Skip of the Year.
Okay.
And it looks like it's something that they can definitely change out because they do recognize other skippers in the area. They added in the man-eating plants in the queue. They added in some fun life preservers with different fun little stories. Those are the man-eating plants that go along with the botanist that's now part of the Lost Safari. And then the next picture, I think, is the actual kind of advertising for the Jungle Cruise. And this is next to the photos that are out there. It's really beautiful. And the woman that is pictured is Alberta Falls, the daughter of Albert Falls, Dr. Albert Falls. Sorry, he went to school to get that title, who also runs the Jungle Navigation Company. And then to the side of that is the new map of the river, which is just, they did such a good job just throwing basic things in there. And then, of course, along the river, there's the map, and it's just beautifully detailed. I know California has their version. I would love to see like pieces of art done with both of these. That would be something I would buy in a heartbeat. Oh, and speaking of buying, today is 1 year since I woke up at 3 o'clock to purchase pins, Doobie.
Oh, the much loved pin story. By the way, for those of you who are watching us, you're watching Disney Parks Talk Live. I'm Rebecca Mosley, co-founder of LaughingPlace.com. That dude over there is my husband, the other co-founder of Laughing Place, Doobie Mosley. Down there is Jeremiah Good, and he's the one who often is writing about all things East Coast Disney parks and walking around the parks and talking about them. And if you're enjoying the stream, give us a like. We greatly appreciate it. If you want to keep on top of all things Disney, visit laughingplace.com. That's the website that we founded and is always updating with news and information about all around the Disney company, whether it's parks, resorts. It's also, ABC, Disney Channel, Disney Plus. We've got it all there. So just want to, make sure we let you know that that's what's going on here. That's what we're all about. That's why we're here. And we talk about, Disney. And sometimes we talk about old ads like Memorex or maybe
it's Maybelline.
No, and please make comments. If you like this, leave us a comment. If you didn't like us, still leave us a comment. Tell us that. No, Mike, I did not. I have not attended any of the lightsaber gatherings. Sorry.
Which is a shame because Jeremiah is really good with his arms and fingers, as evidenced by our next story.
Very nicely segued. Look at you. Hang on.
The biometric measurement system, it is not a fingerprint. No. It's back. And my favorite part of this thing we're about to see is Jeremiah puts his finger on, who does a thumb for some reason. Disney takes a measurement, and it turns blue, which means you're not allowed to come in. But Jeremiah made sure that we knew he had already scanned in. He was just redoing it for the purpose of this tweet.
I walked up to Magic Kingdom, and this was a couple of days ago. And for the past year and a half, all we've done is walk up, tap, and walk in. So I walk up, tap, and I start to walk in. Customer's like, hang on, you need to put your finger down. So the first thing that came to my head was, oh man, which finger do I use? So here's the story of why it's my thumb. My index finger, which I used the first couple of years, stopped working. My middle finger stopped working. So I now am downgraded to using my thumb for the biometric.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I think it's my spy days. I put so much glue on my fingerprints so nobody could track me. But
I'm
yes.
just going to leave that there.
When this all was first starting, my memory was that the hand sanitizer was a problem, right? Didn't people have problems if they would like hand sanitizer too soon to it, or if you like sunscreen too soon before fingerprinting? I know. I'm with you, Window.
It happens. Like the biometrics, you can't read. You know, if you want to take my
clarification. Did it stop working in the reader, or did it stop working?
You can move it, right? Okay.
You're still working. Thank you for not showing me, by the way, that one certain one worked.
Where is Pointer? Oh, sorry.
Have you seen my trick? Watch this.
Ah!
I just beat you to it.
Both of you. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh.
No, you're bad.
Oh.
That's not even a good attempt. That's not even a good attempt.
All right.
And I'm with
Edith.
Maybe Jeremiah's actually been secretly banned.
That'd be really weird come Friday when I go to a media event, though.
He could just send his little brother that's just coming back from Lottie to take care of it for her.
That would be my big brother. You saw that. Look at my head compared to that head now.
With a baby face, though. Such a baby face.
Yeah, because it was more.
And then
Disneyland, they just take your picture, right? That's what as I recall. And then it's linked to your face.
But it's a biometric. It's simply measuring thing. It is not a fingerprint.
Yeah.
That would be awkward.
No, they had it so you could use your elbow. I want to say it was one of the things that when somebody didn't know
when you didn't have digits.
An amputee. Yeah. They used their elbow was one of the stories.
Wow.
Way back in the day of that. So it is not, it's not your fingerprint, it's biometrics, but that is a story for 15 years ago.
Wow. Also,
moving right along.
Walt Disney World 50th birthday. If you want,
can I show a picture real quick?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yes, go ahead.
In the past few days, they released some new concept art for what is this called, Jeremiah?
We don't know.
Princess and the Frog overlay for Splash Mountain.
I thought we had a name for some. Sorry, no. But there were two interesting things I saw in this artwork. One, I did not know you were going to be standing during the attraction, so that's really exciting. And two, we know that Splash Mountain couldn't have been built without America Sings, and now it's clear that the Country Bears are going to be disappearing so that they can be used in the new Tiana ride.
I saw that also, and I was like, what is going on?
No, that's terrible.
Neither of those things is true, by the way.
Wait, do you think that those people look like they're standing?
No, I was looking at these in front.
We have a special add-on.
Whoa.
Is it $99 for your photo pass?
No, check it out. We can get the opinion.
Wait. Don't bring them on. Don't bring them on.
Okay.
This is a rare occasion.
Yep.
It's a rare spot in.
I'm going to mess up our thing, but it's worth it, I think.
Oh, here we go. Oh, no. What's he going to do? Oh, you're going to change the branding
terrible.
so you can do this.
We'll get it back in a moment.
It's okay. We'll fix it. I can fix that. Go ahead.
I'm coming. Oh, man. I need to be. Oh, no. Wrong branding. This is terrible. I really should have. If I knew there was this possibility, I would have been ready.
You should have been ready. You should.
You feel that there's a lot of upward mobility in the Muppets organization?
Star Wars crochet finger puppets. Wow, real raptor.
I had a Scooter action figure when I was very young, like 4 or 5 years old, and my dog chewed it all up. Hi everyone, it's Mike Celestino with Laughing Place.
Ta-da!
Bring them on. Well, I changed this back.
Yay! Mike is here. This is our West Coast correspondent and Star Wars editorial content director, person. Mike Celestino.
Hello.
How you doing, Mike?
Everybody's
I'm doing fine. Sorry I couldn't be here from the beginning.
We heard you had a former job that you needed to do.
Everyone loves Mike. So, since we have you, let's go back to a quick story. So, what was it like to become a magic key holder?
Yeah, I wanted to come on and tell you the whole story. So I couldn't be there. Also couldn't be there first thing Wednesday morning, but I got to the park around 11 a.m. and they handed me. Oh boy, I don't have it. I thought I had it ready to go, but I have a flyer that they handed me as I parked. There's a photo of it somewhere on laughingplace.com.
Yeah, well, I'll work on that.
Okay. Yeah. So it said that if I wanted to upgrade my single day ticket to a Magic Key, we're out of time. Yeah. I could do that in the app. I tried to do it in the app. It wasn't working from the parking structure, but I posted that on Laughing Place Twitter, and somebody told me you have to be in the park for it to work to upgrade. So I walked through the tram route, and I got to the Esplanade, and I actually stopped, and they had these cast members posted out there by the ticket booths trying to help people, because there were a lot of people wanting to get a Magic Key, obviously on Wednesday, the first day, and there were lines forming at the booths and stuff. And I asked the cast members, is it true that I have to be in the park? And they told me no, that the app was just going to update on its own eventually. That I just kind of had to wait around. So I was like, okay, well, I'll go in the park anyway and see what's going on. But yeah, as soon as I went in the park, literally the second my ticket got scanned to go in the park, the app updated and I was able to upgrade to the Magic Key. And it happened instantaneously. I didn't have to wait. There you go. That's the flyer that I got at the parking booth. It was no wait. I didn't have to sit there watching Space Mountain go around or whatever.
For 8 hours.
Yeah. It was really easy. It deducted my price that I paid for that single day Parkhopper ticket from the total cost of the Magic Key. I got the Dream Key. As soon as I bought it, I was able to use the discounts and everything on mobile orders. And I also got access to the Magic Key Lounge over at DCA, which I checked out that same day. But yeah, it's great. It felt great, actually. It was kind of cool to be in the park when I became a key holder. So that was immediately after I bought the Magic Key. I saw Mickey and the Disneyland band going down Main Street, and I shot that video, and it kind of felt like he was celebrating with me. So that was pretty fun.
That's magical. What level Magic Key did you get? Did you get the Incredi Key or the Pirate Key?
Mike, can you check? I've been trying to check out here the app, and the availability is not the easiest thing to find. But are there any days that are already full in the next 3 months?
Okay, let me check. I'm bringing it up here.
Liquid Ice. That's an interesting comment. I would love your math on that. That would be fascinating. If you wanted to email that to me at Doobie at Laughing Place, I truly would be interested in that.
Yeah, please, Liquid Ice, email Doobie at Laughing Place or editor at Laughing Place, so that we can see that comparison, because I'd really be interested to see.
I'm not doubting you at all. I just would love
Yeah,
to
no. It's just our travels are different because I have family in the area. So I'd love to see that.
So right now, it's showing, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. No, you're not. Saturday, the 4th of September and Sunday, the 5th of September are both full already for the Dream Key. For both parks.
And Dream Key is the highest level?
Yes. And
it's the best cruise ship.
Let's see for the other keys. So
as Mike pulls that up, I'm going to scroll through these images so you can talk about whatever it is, Mike. This is the terrace that he ate at, the Magic Key Lounge.
Believe Key, which is the next level down, Saturday the 4th is full for both parks, but you could still get Disneyland on the 5th. So this is evidence that there are different pools for each key level.
So the top key, it's not available, but the key under it, that makes no sense.
Now, to be fair, I saw this a lot on Friday when I was checking, and as I refreshed, it would change and change. So I think that's more of a technical issue than a planned thing, but if not, people will not be happy.
That is true.
And just a reminder, this upcoming weekend is a holiday weekend, so this is not necessarily indicative of what every weekend will be like.
I really like the menu item names at the at the Magic Key Lounge, although I was told it was the same as when they had the annual pass holder lounge there earlier this year. Although I never got to go in there because it was always tough to get a reservation. But they're all inspired by extinct attractions at DCA.
And as Sarah points out, sorry, Mike, the
Sure.
Disneyland app is redirecting you to the website for the data, and it takes a while to end up getting you there. So you might find that you want to bookmark that in your mobile browser, maybe make your life a little easier too. So
yeah, I don't get why it's not just in the app, and then I don't get why you can't just make reservations from in the app. You also have to do that from the website.
It's been the same out here. I think the app has limitations, of course, and for the website, the app, yes, you sign in, but it's not as secure as the website is.
And Sarah's asking, was it difficult to get into this Magic Key Terrace? Now, this is the Magic Key Terrace at Disney California Adventure. They're about to open over at Disneyland, right? Something else. And is that called the Magic Key Lounge?
Yeah, I was saying it wrong. It's the Magic Key Terrace at DCA and the Magic Key. I think it's the Magic Key Lounge at the Starcade in Tomorrowland at Disneyland. To answer the question, I pretty much just walked up, scanned the QR code, I think, and put my name on the list. And then literally 5 minutes later, I got the text. So it was not a long wait that day, which was the 25th, Wednesday last week.
That would be nice.
I'm so proud of my boy.
And then
so
this coming Wednesday, the 1st, I'm going to be back at the park to check out the Tomorrowland version and the Starcade. So we'll have more pics on the Twitter and laughingplace.com.
Very, very cool.
Is it nice to be able to go to the park without, actually buying a ticket, Mike?
Yes.
It was rhetorical, apparently. Okay.
It's funny because I did buy my, I bought the Magic Key, and I'm earlier this year when I was going individually, Laughing Place was buying me the tickets, and now the Magic Key I bought for myself. So it's kind of like the inverse of what you were saying, but yeah.
Mike, do you have
the co-owner of Laughing Place? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Did they give you the pin? Do you have that handy?
Did you get a pin?
No, I didn't get a pin.
I thought they were giving a commemorative pin, the Magic Key.
I know that you're going to my memory is that you're going to receive one if you purchase within the first 60-something days or whatever, but I don't know if it was upon sight.
I think it's getting mailed out because I heard that there was a mailing, and I had to enter my address when I bought the Magic Key. So I guess they need your info on file there you go. Window to the Magic said it's
coming in the mail.
But if you would like to wake up at 3 a.m. for it, Jeremiah, you may.
Yes.
Well. Let's go. Can we talk about these the Fab 50 for a moment?
Frozone.
Go ahead. I don't know that I have any of that for you, but go ahead. My computer crashed just before we went on air, everybody. That would be
I know.
Part of the plan
So
today.
Fab 50, we've got some new additions this past week. Frozone, of course, because when you think of the top 50 characters of all time, Frozone's going to be on that list. BB-8, representing Star Wars. Pluto, which was a shock. Simba.
Sorry.
And Olaf and Bruni.
Yeah.
Anyone see Bruni on the list? Anyone know who Bruni was before this was announced?
Frozen 2, the
fire
lizard.
Yeah.
That's a great pose. That's his Heisman Trophy pose. I like that a lot.
So these have been very interesting, and I don't know if we have there. So if you look, and they have, I think there are 9 open spaces still, but who would have thought that Joe from Soul would be at the top of the castle?
Yep. And right with the orange bird.
It is just that he's tall, I think.
Yeah, you couldn't really put BB-8 there.
But some of these, I'm going to, I know that this will be one of my days is just go to every single park and get 50 pictures of gold statues. Some of them are really interesting, and then some of them, like Joe, like Bruni, like Frozone, there is no rhyme or reason to some of these.
How high do you think this went ultimately? Who had the final say on this? Do you think Bob Chapek had the final say on these 50 characters?
Probably.
Yeah, Jeremiah
So we
thinks
could
so.
hashtag blame Bob. Yeah.
No. But I'm just curious. Is this something where, just let the, whoever's in charge of the castle for WDI do it? Or does this have to escalate? You got to keep politics. You got to have the right number of Pixar. You don't want
Probably.
Kevin Feige saying, no Marvel, I'm out of here, and that whole
Well,
thing.
we also don't have any Muppets. I mean, that's one.
Well,
that,
I just read an article that says we don't care about them. So that's not a surprise.
Seriously, what do you mean that?
On Laughing Place.
Heather, the park history, I mean, we do have the orange bird. So that is really the only piece of park history that is kind of not represented still in the parks. And the orange bird is, for those of you who don't know, a random character that appeared in the 70s and then disappeared. And then everybody that was like, bring back the orange bird. And they sell a lot of merchandise.
Do you think Oswald will make it?
I hope.
Is Figment not in the statues?
Oh yeah, Figment's there, but Figment is still represented in Epcot. Orange
No
Bird
Dreamfinder?
No Dreamfinder.
The amazing Michael Giacchino.
The composer of Lost.
Yes,
Among
was
other lesser works.
the face to announce this, having done the music for The Incredibles. Thank you very much, Sarah, for pointing that out. I went and found that. That's pretty cool.
That is really. I love that they have these get announced like that. That's really cool.
Yeah, they've done
And
some. So
Liquid Ice, I feel your pain, man. We were Tables of Wonderland, like holders for forever, and there would be all these amazing events. Like they had dinner inside the great movie ride and stuff like. And I never ever got any of those notifications.
So
even though it
if
was years and years and years.
you have to go on the
Family
Walt.
Magazine could find us.
You have to go on the Disney website. If at some point on any of the Disney websites you selected you don't want notification, that kills everything. And I want to say it's 2 or 3 years ago, they put up on the Disney, disney.go.com site, you can find how you can change that so you start to receive notifications. But again, the AP emails, it is not that prominent. Facebook and Twitter are where you see most of the stuff. I know with
Laughing Place.
yes, with the Remy's, it was. I think I received one notification through Twitter. I think it was.
Yeah. No, I feel your pain, Liquid Ice. I've been there. Same thing.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
For Jeremiah, since he just mentioned Remy, now, if I'm not mistaken, you've been to Disneyland Paris, right?
Oui.
So is it, I assume when you go to Disneyland Paris, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, it's partially in Japanese?
Yes.
And I know the version here
Japanese,
is partially in French.
And I don't even have a good comeback.
I
will tell you all the details on Friday because that's when I get my first chance to ride Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
Yay, I'm excited.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not catch that? Window to the Magic? That's Laughing Place. LaughingPlace.com.
I don't think
since
Window
1999.
I don't think Window to the Magic knows about Laughing Place.
Yeah, he probably has bylines on Laughing Place. I've known him
Somewhere. Long time ago.
I enjoy that Paul is talking Window to the Magic and himself in our chat.
I do. I wasn't going to presume who's doing what. By the way, if you haven't been able to make it to EPCOT, but you still would love some EPCOT Food and Wine Festival merchandise, it is now available at shopDisney. Quite a bit of cute stuff. I'm particularly fond of the stuff that's focused like around Fall Festival, apples. They even have like a rolling pin that has the shape of a Mickey head and Spaceship Earth. And so if you roll out the dough, it'll have that imprinted on it. Very cute.
I thought the pin itself was shaped like a Mickey head.
No,
You're
not a pin, like a rolling pin, like you
right,
roll out
but
dough.
it rolls out Mickey. Okay. By the
Yeah.
way, my thought of a rolling pin is hitting your husband over the head with it, not cooking.
Thank you for thinking of the 50s television shows.
So are you somebody
cartoons.
who's going to keep that forever and ever, Mike C? Because I am.
I just found it. I did have it ready to go, and it was just under my phone or whatever over here. But I will probably keep it, and it will just probably sit in a box like many of the other things I have kept.
I have my
file cabinet.
how you bought the first masks that Disney sold. They had a checklist, so you could just turn it in. I have that in my to keep pile.
What's the most bizarre, like flat, like when you think of flat stuff, what's the most bizarre flat item that you have saved in your house? Can you think? What about you, Jeremiah, Juby? What do you guys? I know what mine is.
Mine is probably the Mickey's Halloween treat. The first year they did at Disneyland, I have the bag still folded. I never even used it. The orange bag with the really cool logo, and I think I still have the flyer from that.
I'm pretty sure I have that as well, although it would be well used, but I'm pretty sure I have that.
What do you think of when I ask that question, Dewey?
I presume it's flat. I had for about 2 weeks one year, they did a backstage tour at Disneyland. I mean, it clearly was a matter of, let's do a backstage tour. Oh, the lawyer said we can't. And it literally lasted 2 weeks. They did 2 of them, and I took both. And a part of it was you got a passport, and if you went to each place, they would stamp it. And I still have those. And that's actually literally my most prized Disney possession.
Is that the one where they spelled the mountains wrong?
No, that was totally different. That was available to everybody. That passport.
I would be surprised if you've never even heard of this. It lasted such a short time.
It was so short. Yeah.
Oh, and while Mike is still looking, I actually had to go searching because I wasn't an annual pass holder, but I found something that I always wanted. For just before the 40th anniversary, they gave out, or you had to buy POG things that you could exchange for watches and for tours. And I was able to purchase the POGs and the flyer that it came with and one of the order forms from an online auction site. And that's probably the most random thing I will ever own.
Okay, how about you, Mike C?
What do we got?
That's pretty cool. Getting to go in there.
Cool.
Still never.
And they give you like this little commemorative piece of paper.
Yeah, it's just like I already ruined it, but
yeah.
No, but it's
just
so
a little
cool.
photo.
Is there a chili recipe in there?
Oh, I
No.
love that. That's funny. Okay, my piece of flat stuff.
Yeah.
It was neon cactus, and they served their last Guinness, and I took it home and I sliced it open and flattened it out and put it in a scrapbook. And so I have the last Guinness that was sold at Neon Cactus at the Disneyland Hotel.
Oh, I was going to ask if Mike Celestino knew what the neon cactus was.
Oh, sorry, Mike. Would you have known if I didn't spill it already?
No, I
You
didn't know
spilled
that.
your Guinness? That's
No,
a shame.
No,
Did
I
you
didn't,
know-
I didn't even drink the Guinness. My friend Chris had the Guinness. I just took the can so I could put it in a
Did you know,
scrapbook.
Jeremiah?
Yes.
Neon cactus? Of course.
I never went there, but yeah,
What?
Disneyland Hotel was everything over there. I used to ride the monorail just to walk around the shops and everything.
You never went there? What?
Here was my routine. This is how different things were back in the day. I would come on the way home from work. I would stop, park at the Disneyland Hotel right
Get a
next to the
couple of
tram
Guinness,
stop there.
drive home.
You know,
No.
park at the Disneyland Hotel right under the monorail beam. Jump on the parking lot tram to go in because I had to stop right there. Come back, buy a 35-cent lollipop, get my parking validated, and was done. That was a long time ago.
Yep. I wasn't quite as cheap as you. I'd buy something more than 35 cents.
And I had a pass with parking, but it was just easier to do that.
Oh, it's so nice. Parking back in the day, all the little parking chips at the Disneyland Resort. You're the reason why we can't have nice things, Dewey.
I am. You're welcome. Let's talk about one more thing, at least one more thing. One more thing I want to make sure we cover is the 50th anniversary special for Walt Disney World that's been announced. It's called The Most Magical Story on Earth, 50 Years of Walt Disney World, a 2-hour special hosted by Disney legend and Califia herself, Whoopi Goldberg. So,
Califia?
Yeah.
Did you say Califia?
Yeah, he did, but it's Califia.
Okay.
It's Califia.
No, it's Califia. see, California.
They do have the stage set up around the partner statue. I've seen some of my friends post pictures.
Nice.
So they're filming today, currently, this in the evenings, but
Oh, very cool.
The most exciting part of this is former CEOs Michael Eisner and Bob Iger will join Chapek in a panel moderated by Stanley Gold, talking about their favorite memories of the resort. So
I don't think
there's
so.
some fireworks there. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think any of that is. I mean, I think though it's true that the three of them will be there, the three CEOs. But
Stanley Gold will not be there. That's pretty cool, though, to bring all three of them back.
that is probably one of the most random things you have ever pulled out. Like,
I want to see Eisner and Gold in a room together.
I want to see anybody in our chat go, who Stanley Gold is.
go Google Eisner, Stanley Gold, and then
I
you'll
would have said Roy E. Disney, but obviously that's not going to happen. So.
Well, I wasn't. Yes.
All right. So, but that brings. So obviously this is going to be fun, exciting, or it might be bad. We don't really know, but we're going to watch and see. But what I really wanted to ask is, do any of you have any favorite park specials that stick out in your mind from the long history of them? Jeremiah.
Oh, come on. The Disneyland 30th anniversary is the best thing ever, with the attractions singing, the opening with all the attractions to the I'm So Excited, and they have Lincoln.
Oh, the Pointer Sisters.
Yes. You don't know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember this one.
So
as you describe
it was John Forsythe and Drew Barrymore going through Disneyland. They had Julian Lennon performing. They had the Pointer Sisters doing Neutron Dance, with cast members actually wearing costumes from Tron. Like, that was the last time those costumes were used.
Wow.
They had the cast of Facts of Life in at one point. But the opening, yes, you take them both, and there you have. But the opening was I'm So Excited, and what they did was cut different attractions, including like America Sings and the trains and Lincoln singing them. It would just be little quick cuts, and they had the Allosaurus from the train at one point going, "Oh, yes, you can have that clip."
Okay, I'll have to find that.
We need this on YouTube.
I am looking it up. You guys go ahead and talk about yours. I will find it.
How about you, Mike? Anything stick out for you, Celestino?
I actually didn't see it until relatively recently, but the Muppets at Walt Disney World is really fun. Yeah. And then the Ernest on Splash Mountain is pretty fun. Ernest goes to Splash Mountain.
You're a big Ernest fan, Mike?
I loved Ernest as a kid.
I did not see that coming.
I saw all the movies and loved the TV show and everything. Yeah. Jim Varney, funny guy.
The late Jim Varney.
What about you, Juby? Because I don't have any recollection of Disney. I mean, the classic ones that we saw all the time on the Disney Channel.
Sure, man. You got a mute button.
Jeremiah.
Sorry, okay, I'm out.
I asked the question. I just forgot to think about it myself. The first thing that always comes to my mind is the one with Harry Anderson, and I don't know why, but it comes to my mind. But also the 10th anniversary.
The one with Harry Anderson was the 35th, and Mike and I talked about that on his podcast, because at the end of that, they're on the train, and at the end they talk about the Disney decade, including the Young Indiana Jones and the Adventure Spectacular. But that one's a good one too, especially the Walt when he passes. That tribute that they did was very touching. Sorry, back to YouTube for me.
The 10 Centennials, of course, a good one with the dancing birthday cake and all that.
Dancing birthday cake.
A lot of fun. The opening of DCA with the two guards, Colin and Drew. I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh, the guys from the Drew Carey show at the time.
Yeah, but that's truly silly fun.
I think that's Tony's favorite.
And I'm just so glad. Yeah, and I'm just so glad they're still doing this. That they want to do these things. Of course, Window to the Magic said.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Yeah, the one with the Osmonds.
The one with the Osmonds.
Haunted Mansion.
Was that the one with Satchmo too?
No, that was one of the other ones. Are we able to show the video with sound?
Nikki B.
Can you sometimes if you share your screen and you select share audio too. Sometimes it'll work. Not always.
It should.
Okay, this is going to be a fun challenge. Let me see what I can do.
I'm just, oh man.
Oh, I forgot Michael Jackson singing "Ease on Down the Road." Don't
That's
you
the
worry.
25th. Yes, 25th.
And as Benji points out, the 50th special is being produced by ABC News.
Yeah, Benji could have pointed that out just by speaking loudly. He's here in my office.
Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can do this. Let's see.
Oh man. Well, tell him to come up with some more shows because I'm trying to remember some. I liked the Totally Mini, but that wasn't really parks related.
Yeah, it's got to be a park special. Of
I
which there
liked
have
all
been
those-
so many.
But it's, I think because I was much more fond of those Inside Out.
You know which one I really like was the opening day special because the visual effects were ahead of their time and making you think Walt Disney was actually at the park.
Okay, so I'm going to press play.
Okay, we'll see what happens, Jeremiah.
About to happen. Oh, tonight's the night we're gonna make it happen.
Tonight we're gonna sing a party song.
What's this?
Tonight's the night to join our celebration.
Tonight we're going to party all night long.
Oh, they don't even have it all.
That was so worth the copyright strike.
Just a clip, but way too
No.
fun. Oh, I'm gonna have to go find it in its totality.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had that on
that's gonna be an
VHS
IG
for
story.
years.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
I see an
Yeah.
article on the horizon with this 50th special coming up. I think we should all share our favorite moments from classic
Yeah,
Disney specials. So we'll have to do that. That'll be fun.
that is unbelievable. We cannot top that.
Nope. Nope.
So anybody have anything else they'd like to say? Otherwise, we're going to end on a high note.
Nope. I think that's it. I think we've touched on all the big stories. You got anything, Mike? Because you were a latecomer. Was there something that maybe we might have missed over that you wanted to be sure we talked about?
No, I mean, I'm sure you guys talked about the sky, like everybody going on the Skyliner together. We talked about that.
Oh, yeah, we actually didn't talk at all about our trip.
Okay.
We'll save that for next week when we're all here.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. We should talk about the fact that we all know each other now.
Yeah, that was really nice to get the LP team all together in a location all at the same
It
time.
was. Why we chose Austin, Texas, I have no idea. But
But later this week, Mike is going to be at the Disneyland Resort. I believe we're going to get some more information about Boo Bash, right? A little bit of Boo Bash fun is coming our way soon here at Laughing Place.
Boo Bash, no, Oogie
At
Boogies.
Disneyland? Oh, Oogie Boogie. Dude, I keep
But
mixing
that's
up.
also completely sold out.
Is that coming? Oh no, so I am right. It is Boo Bash from you, right, Jeremiah?
Boo Bash, nothing from us.
where's Agatha coming?
Thank you. Thank
Oogie
you.
Boogie
Somebody help
Bash.
me out.
Okay.
Oogie Boogie Bash.
There you go.
So
Thank you, Doogie.
Which I am not attending, but I will be
Okay.
there this Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday
At
is the
Disneyland Resort.
Magic Key Lounge, and then Friday morning is the start of Halloween time, which I'll
Very
be covering.
fun.
But
Awesome.
I'll be out of town next week, so I can't go to Oogie Boogie Bash. But we are sending someone.
Okay.
Got
Thank
Okay.
you. What's this?
Thank
And then coming up later today in just 2 short hours, you won't want to miss this, as the LP Movie Club is going to be doing the Hulu comedy Vacation Friends. I got to see half of that. I'm looking forward to see it get dissected on the show later today. So check that out, LP Movie Club, in just over 2 hours right here on this channel. Please, before you leave, click a thumbs up for us. It means so much. Type a quick comment. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell a friend. Thank you so much for joining us for Disney Parks Talk Live. We'll be back next week doing a little bit more recap when we have our full 4.
I actually won't be here
It
next
won't be
week.
next week. Next week is Labor Day, so I'm not surprised. I'm not sure we'll be doing a show next week. You're on mute, Rebecca. The next time all 4 of us together, we are going to talk about getting to actually meet and know each other well and make fun of Tony all together. So that's going to be fun. Thank you all for joining us. Is that it? Anybody else want to say anything?
I'm going to put in the comments the link. I found one of the videos. I know this isn't our video, but I think that we talked about enough. It should be seen by all, that has the full opening.
You do that. Also, put that in the comments once we end the broadcast, so it'll stay.
Oh,
So-
good idea.
Thanks everybody again for joining us. And until we see you next time, have a great Labor Day weekend and enjoy the start of fall. Bye.